Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ielts Insider. My name is James, and today we are going to be looking at some words and phrases that we can use to talk about the future. So, before we do that, let's run the intro and we'll get on with today's lesson. So, everybody, in today's lesson, we are going to be looking at some words and phrases we can use to talk about the future. Now, to start today's lesson, I'm just going to go over a little bit of grammar. We're going to look at four commonly used grammar tenses. So, just to kind of give us an idea of how we usually talk about the future. Then we're going to go on and look at some very, very useful words and some phrases that we can use to give a specific meaning about something in the future. There will be some quizzes and sample sentences, and I will show you some examples of the usage. And you are going to get a chance to write your own examples in the chat. So please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You can check out the video description for links to our website and all of our other social media, including our WhatsApp group. Now, I can see we've got a lot of comments coming in at the moment. Layla's here saying hi. Hi to you, Layla. Janina, it's been a while since you last attended a live stream. Well, it's great to have you back today. Rosur is here. Hi to you. And Lavanya is here as well. Hi, Lavanya. And hello, everyone. Sleepwalker is saying hi to you. And lots of hellos going on. And Emmanuel is here as well. It's great to have you in the stream. May is also here. Great to see you, May. And we've got lots of good questions. I'm ready for the lesson. And also, thank you. I can hear and see you. Thank you, Layla and Sleepwalker. Oh, this is a great question. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about grammar tenses, Sleepwalker. I am not going to talk about the future perfect and future perfect continuous tenses. And the reason is they're not so important. They are very rarely used. They are used for very specific occasions. So I'm not going to mention them at all today. I don't think they're the most important grammar tenses we need to talk about the future. So great question. Excellent. Thank you for liking the video, Layla. Hello, Hendrik. Great to see you in the stream. Long time no see. And great, Sleepwalker. Okay, so we've caught up with a lot of comments. There was a lot more going on in the comments. You guys are all speaking to each other, which is great. So what we're going to do is move on to the first part of today's lesson. We're going to give an introduction and then look at four commonly used grammar tenses. Now, this is just to give us a background to get an idea of how people usually talk about the future. So, first of all, what is the future? Well, it is the time following the moment of speaking or writing. So, time that has not arrived yet. So, in 10 minutes' time, that is the future. But when we get there, that will be the present. So, it's basically time that hasn't happened already. So, when we're talking about the future, usually we're going to use one of four common structures depending on what we're trying to say about the future. So, first of all, we can use the present simple to talk about the future. Now, a lot of people might think, well, present simple is for repeated actions and for facts, and that is correct. But we can also use it to talk about future scheduled events. So, for example, we have a lesson next Tuesday. So we've got a scheduled event planned for that time in the future. We can use the present simple. So we have a lesson next Tuesday. We use it as well if we're talking about timetables, especially with transport. So the bus leaves at 5:30 p.m. We use this with trains, planes, and everything as well. So, present simple is one of those grammar tenses we can use to talk about the future, but it is only a specific purpose when we're talking about scheduled events. We can also use present continuous to talk about plans or arrangements in the future. So, again, we could say things I'm meeting Paul on Saturday. So the present continuous is made up with the be verb here, a verb plus ing. And again, this is most commonly used for actions that are happening now. But we can also use it to talk about plans or future arrangements. So again, he is working in the morning. So there's the second common way that people talk about the future, present continuous for plans and arrangements. Now, we're going to come on to the two most common words or phrases here. Now, we can use will for a number of different functions when we're talking about the future. Will can be used to talk about promises or offering people things to happen in the future. We can also use it to talk about plans we have just made at the time of speaking. And we can also use will to make predictions. So, some examples of these I'll be in contact later in the week. So, this is an example of when we are making a promise here. A plan we have just made. Oh, it's raining. I'll take an umbrella. So, we've just made the plan to take an umbrella because we have seen that it is raining. And again, I think we will win this game. I'm making a prediction here. So, will is quite commonly used to talk about the future for these three purposes: making offers or promises, plans we have just made, or making predictions. And the final common way to talk about the future with regards to grammar is using be going to. And this is used to talk about plans or intentions. And it can also be used to make predictions. Now, these predictions are usually based on some evidence. We can see something, so this is going to happen. So, again, we got some examples. I'm going to watch a movie tomorrow. So here's a plan. And we're using the be verb, I am going to plus a verb. So I'm going to watch a movie tomorrow. Look at the gray sky. I think it's going to rain. So I'm making a prediction based on the evidence here. So those are the kind of four common grammar structure we will use to talk about the future. Now, Sleepwalker also mentioned the future perfect and future perfect continuous. And so these are made up with things like I will have lived or I will have been living. These structures also refer to times in the future, but because they're not so commonly used, I'm not going to talk about them today. So those are the kind of four main grammar tenses we use to talk about future actions or scheduled events. So I thought that was quite kind of a useful way to start the lesson today, to give us some ideas about the future. Now, Layla is saying here, using present simple to talk about the future is confusing me. I need to know more about it. Well, Layla, there's not really a lot more we need to know about this because it is only really used for this one purpose, to talk about the future when an event is scheduled. So something is happening at your work. Let's say next week you have a meeting with a client. So you could say, I have a meeting on Tuesday. So we're referring to that meeting. So it is only this one purpose that we use the present simple to talk about scheduled events. Um, there also is some overlap between going to and will. Very good and well spotted, Layla. So, especially when it comes to making predictions. Now, the kind of big thing for me, and I think it's kind of makes it a little bit easier to remember. Be going to is commonly used with kind of definite plans or predictions. So it's usually things that are in the shorter term, now or the next 5 minutes or the next week. Will can be used to talk about longer distances in the future as well. But there are some overlaps, especially when we're looking at making predictions. I think the difference here, using be going to, we're basing our prediction on some evidence, whereas the predictions we're using with will don't really need to be based on any sort of evidence. Okay, while we're on here, Salma's saying hi. Great to see you, Salma. And Mirnawati is here as well. Okay, it seems like such a long time. It has been a while, Mirnawati. So that's a nice bit of background, I think, to start today's lesson, is to kind of try to understand the four most common ways people will use to talk about the future. That is the present simple for scheduled events, present continuous for plans or arrangements, will, well, to make promises, plans we've just made, or predictions, and be going to talk about plans, intentions, and also to make some predictions. So a little bit of background before we start. So these grammar tenses can be used to talk about most things in the future. However, there are other ways to talk about future events. And that is what we are going to be looking at today. I'm going to be showing you 10 words and phrases we can use to talk about the future. And these words and phrases have a very specific meaning. And they can give when you use these words, they give people a much stronger sense of what you are trying to explain. So these words are may, might, could, should, would like, want, plan, hope, expect, and look forward to. So, all of these words, when we are using them either as modal verbs or as verbs in their own right, immediately give the listener the idea you are referring to the future. All of them are talking about future events, but they have some slight differences in meanings. So, we are going to look at the differences in these meanings, and we're going to explain how to use each of these words. And then you are going to get a chance to make some of your own sentences using these words to talk about the future. So we're going to start with a little bit of a quiz. We're going to look at a sentence, and the sentence will have some missing words. You're going to try and work out which word or phrase fits the best. So these are our choices: may, might, could, should, would like, want, plan, hope, expect, and look forward to. And here is our first sentence. So, I am something to visit my brother in Oman next year. I think I'm going to book a flight next month. Now, we will also notice here that we have to look at the grammar and maybe have to change some of the words. Look at the clues here as well. And which of these words do you think are the best match? So, what do we have here? Sleepwalker, I am looking forward to visit. Now, this is not going to fit. If this was the case, this verb would have to change to visiting. Now, this makes sense, Hendrik. This works in the sentence, but there is a better word here because I don't want to use the word. So and actually it won't work here because of the verb, the be verb. I am want. That can't work here. So let's see. Again, this could, I am looking forward to, and again, that would have to be, I am forwarding to. No. I am expecting. This is closer, Sleepwalker, but expecting has a slightly different meaning. Now, Lavanya, you are onto something here. However, we have to change the verb a little bit to fit in with the grammar of the sentence because I am planned to visit doesn't work here with the grammar. Layla is saying, I am planning to. Zakaria, planning. Sleepwalker, planning. We've got it here. Yeah. Now, I am going to is not one of our choices there. Now, this is possible, but it wasn't one of the choices. We need visiting if we're using look forward to. I am planning. Great. So here we've got, I am planning to visit my brother in Oman next year. I think I'm going to book a ticket next month. So I'm thinking about it now. I am making a plan now. And that is when we use the word plan to talk about the future. So when we use plan as a verb, it means to think carefully about doing something in the future. So it's at the moment we haven't made it's not definite. It is at the beginning stage. We are making that plan. So a lot of the times when we plan things, they don't actually happen, but it is about thinking carefully about doing something in the future. And it can be used with both present simple and present continuous tenses. So in my example here, this is a present continuous sentence. I am planning. I am planning. So again, Selma plans to take the Ielts exam next year. So it's something she is thinking carefully about just now. Selma plans to take the Ielts exam next year. We are planning a special Christmas dinner this year. So again, We are thinking about it. We haven't finished the plans. We're still thinking carefully about doing this. So the word plan, that's what we use it for. We're thinking about something. We are in the early stages usually, and it's not a definite plan. We are in the process of making the plan. So, yeah, it's a really useful word, and I'm sure there's lots of things you are planning to do some in the future. So things that you're thinking carefully about, you haven't made a definite decision, but it's something that you are planning at the moment. So that's what we're going to try just now. I want you to try and make some of your own sentences using plan. Remember, we can use it with simple present or present continuous. The meaning doesn't change. It doesn't change if you're using either of those structures. So make some of your own sentences using plan, write them in the chat. I will give you some feedback. And while we're waiting for these, we've got some other answers coming in. Darshani is saying plan. Emmanuel was saying hoping. Now, hoping is a little bit different, and we'll come on to the meaning of that a little bit later. Darshani changed here to planning. Ravindu is here saying hello. Hello to you, Ravindu. And from Sri Lanka, very nice to have you in the stream today, Ravindu. Okay. Lavanya is coming in with a lovely sentence. Now, here, I planning. Now, if we've not got the be verb, we cannot use ing. Now, in this state, you could say, I plan to visit my friend's home. I plan, or I am planning, but not I planning. Okay, so there's two options here. I plan to, or I am planning to. Okay. Sleepwalker, I plan to take some courses next year. Excellent sentence. Layla, I am planning to meet some of my online friends in person in the beginning of 2023. Very nice, Layla. Lovely sentence. Zakaria, I am planning to marry my second wife next year. Very good. I would say here, because at the moment she's not your wife, I would say I'm planning to marry for the second time next year. For the second time might work better there. I'm planning my next. So here I would use the word trip, Salma. I'm planning my next trip. I will, and here we need to change the order. I will probably go to Italy. I will probably go to Italy. So that's an excellent example. So we're not sure just now, but you're making the plans at the moment. So I'm planning my next trip. I will probably go to Italy. Lovely. I'm planning to go to the shop soon. Very good. Okay. I will probably go. Yes, very good, Salma. Archie, I am planning to explore China next week. Okay. Yeah, it's got the CN. Very nice, Archie. I'm planning to buy. Now, May here, a new shoe would mean one, but usually when we buy, we're going to buy two. So take away a and add s at the end. I am planning to buy new shoes next week. New shoes. Get rid of a. I am planning to teach English, and we need to change this preposition, English, to children next week. I am going to their class with a new method. Excellent. So change this part here. Everything else is perfect. I plan to draw several drawings next year. Excellent, Layla. I am planning to take a trip to London next year. Sounds lovely, Mirnawati. You're welcome, Lavanya. I have been planning constantly whether I have to buy perfume or not. So here we're not talking about the future. You are talking about the past. So this is past perfect continuous. Yeah, I have been planning. So sorry, it's just yeah. Sorry, present perfect continuous. So this is not talking about the future. This is more referring to the past up until now. Present perfect continuous. I have been planning. So that's a slightly different use of that, Archie. You're not talking about the future there. You're talking about the past. Ravindu, I'm planning to go abroad. Perfect sentence. Emmanuel, I'm planning to travel to my city next week. Perfect sentence. The company is planning to increase the staff salary next year. Excellent, May. So that's very good news as well, isn't it? So this is something that they're thinking about and they're working on just now. Great sentence. I am planning to consult a physician next week. Very good, Darshani. And yeah, present perfect continuous. Continuous. I'll type that word in the chat. Um, so present perfect continuous. Zakaria is saying, I'm planning to try intermittent fasting next month. It's interesting you've mentioned this. I've tried this before and I it was very successful actually, Zakaria. So good luck with that. Yeah. Oh, no problem, Archie. Don't worry about that. Okay, guys, some great sentence using plan. So remember, this means when we're thinking carefully about doing something in the future, just as your examples showed there. So let's move on to our next example. And that next example is Shani something to be an airline pilot when she grows up. Now, I'm going to give you a clue here. There are two, yeah, I think two, maybe three possible answers, I think. So we're thinking about this. Shani is obviously a child because she's talking about growing up. So how would a child talk about their future dream job? So Shani, something to be an airline pilot when she grows up. Let's see. Sleepwalker would like. Shani hopes. I think this is a good one. This certainly works, Sleepwalker. But I'm kind of looking for the other word that means the same as would like. So Salma would like. Now Layla has written want. However, remember Shani is somebody's name, so we would have to change this verb a little bit. Ravindu. Okay, excellent, Ravindu. Again, Lavanya, we need to change the verb a little bit. Salma, change the verb. We've got somebody's name. Now, I think hopes is certainly possible. That's not one of the ones that I was thinking about. And Mirnawati, you've almost got it. Would like, but in this sentence, want doesn't quite work. We need to change it. Sleepwalker, wants, would like, wants. Yeah. So here again, wishes could be a possible answer, but wish isn't one of our choices today, May. So I think hopes is possible. However, I've chosen the two that I've chosen are wants or would like. So Oh, excellent. Subscribe and like. Thank you for the reminder, Ravindu. Yeah, everybody subscribe and like. And Emmanuel has said hopes. I think hopes is possible. Yep, it's not wrong in this case. I've got a better use for hopes a little bit later. So, want. What do we mean by this? Well, we use want to talk about something we wish to do in the future. So it's kind of like things that we like or we wish would happen in the future. Would like it's the same meaning. It's just generally a more formal way of saying want. And yeah, I think it's a nicer way to say. I think this is good in the IELTS exam to use would like rather than want. It does sound more formal, but they do have the same meaning. Something that you wish to do or you wish to happen in the future. So, for example, Ali wants to buy a new car. So, it's not something he can do just now, but something he wishes that will happen in the future. Maura would like to go to Harvard University. So, again, something that maybe can't happen now, but a kind of wish for the future. I would like to do that. So, yeah, when we're talking about things that we wish to do in the future, want, or would like, are really useful ways of doing this. So, again, let's see if we can make some of our own sentences using want or would like. Remember, they have the same meaning, so we don't need to make two sentences. Choose whichever one you would like to use. Write it in the chat. Again, I will give you some feedback. So we've got some quick sentences in already. Let's have a look at some of those. Sleepwalker is saying, I want to speak English fluently. Excellent example. And I think many of the people watching this live stream will have the same wish. Everybody wants to speak English fluently. That's why you come to the live stream. That's why you guys work so hard and study so hard. Sleepwalker, I would like to tell you this story. Okay, excellent. So there's another kind of use here. Do you want to hear the story? Because I would like to tell you it. It's a wish, something that you want to happen. Great. Layla is saying, I want to travel to Korea eagerly one day. I don't think we need eagerly because I think this is saying something else. So here, if we want to use eagerly, I would take that out and use I am eager to travel to Korea one day. If we want to make that the important thing here, I am eager to. So I would take this one out. But just if we have I want to travel to Korea one day, I think that would be fine. Eagerly is kind of confusing the sentence. Maybe you could add in I really want to travel to Korea one day might work. Hendrik, I want to be a good student in James's class. Excellent, Hendrik. Thank you very much. And that is a perfect sentence. I would like to purchase a brand new Lamborghini. Excellent sentence, Archie. And I think quite a few people would like to do that. Maybe if we win the lotto, that could happen. I would like to invite you to my birthday party next week. Beautiful sentence, May. Really nice grammar. No corrections needed. I would like to get, usually we put the number after band, Layla. I would like to get band eight at IELTS speaking next time. So here, maybe I would change in the IELTS speaking exam next time. So I would like to get band 8 in the IELTS speaking exam next time. Great. I want you to study. I want all of you to study. Yeah. My daughter wants to bring chocolate to school, but it is not allowed for students. That's interesting, Mirnawati. I think that's a kind of good rule for schools. Yeah. We don't want to be bringing in chocolate to school. Yeah, they can eat that at home. But excellent sentence, perfect grammar. And I would like to know more about English. Excellent sentence there. So, again, most of you here have the wish to study English. I think most of you would agree with that sentence. She wants to buy a new car next year. Perfect, May. Very good. Salma wants to pass her test. So she. Now, here, this second part, I would change the grammar here. She is working hard. So she wants to pass her test in the future. So now she is working hard. So we'll change that a little bit. Salma wants to pass her test. So she is working hard. Oh, excellent, Lavanya. So here we're using want in the past tense to talk about your future dreams. So nice way that you've changed that around, Lavanya, and a perfect sentence. In my childhood, I wanted to become a businesswoman. Very good. I want to have something. So here, this is a common contraction used only in speaking. In writing, we wouldn't use wanna, but it is very commonly used when speaking. So people, rather than saying, I want to have something, they will contract that into I want to have something. So that's a good example there, Ravindu. Remember, but we don't write it like that. I would like to thank James and Robin. Thank you very much. Well, you're very welcome, Lavanya. Zakaria, I would like to improve my writing skills, but it's proving to be a complicated undertaking. This is a great sentence, Zakaria. No corrections there. I would maybe put a comma after writing skills, but yeah, lovely use of would like. Salma, I would like to be able to buy a house with a garden one day. Excellent. So we're looking at a wish for the future. I want to emphasize my desire about traveling to Korea. So it's best to say, I really want to travel to Korea one day. Yeah, there. Excellent. I really would be much better to emphasize that, Layla. Yeah, I really want to travel to Korea one day. Much, much better. Emmanuel, I would like to share all my ideas with you, James. Okay, yeah, great. Lovely sentence, Emmanuel. Okay, so I would put in an article at the beginning. The new president wants to enhance the country's economy. So we just need the before new and the before country. So the new president wants to enhance the country's economy. But yep, nice idea, Darshani. Okay, just change at to in, Layla. I would like to get band 8 in IELTS speaking next time. And May is saying, I would like to apply for the available position in the company. Excellent. So we kind of get the idea here with want and would like. We're thinking about things that we wish would happen in the future. So we're going to move on. We have another word coming up. Now, I studied really hard, so I something to get a good grade for my science exam. Now, I think there are a few possible answers here, but I think there's one answer that really fits with this a little bit better because we've studied really hard here. So this result, we kind of want, yeah. But anyway, let's see if you can choose which works best here. As I said, there are a few that fit in here, but I've got one in mind that has a very specific meaning. Excellent, Sleepwalker. James wants us to use all today's words properly. I would put in an of here, all of today's words. But yeah, I would like to admit James's live class is fantastic and helpful. Well, thank you very, very much. So Salma has said hope here. Now, hope I think is possible, but I think there's a better one because hope is kind of again like it's like almost like a wish, whereas this one is a little bit different. But I think hope could work here. I'm not saying hope doesn't fit with this, it does. I just think there's a better word here. Layla's saying hope. Sleepwalker is saying expect and hope. Layla is saying expect. We've got expect, hope, expect. Yeah. So I think those are the two words here that do fit, hope and expect. Um, Now, again, may can is not one of our choices today. So um, yeah, we wouldn't now can would work in this sentence, but it wasn't one of the 10 choices. So we're not going to do this. So hope and expect can both work. However, I think in this case, now you've already done this action. You've studied really hard. So you think, well, I believe I'm going to get a good grade. I believe this is going to happen. So I think in this case, expect is the best match. Now, as I said, hope is okay. I think expect tells us a little bit more in this case. So why do we use expect? Well, it just means you believe something is likely to happen. So because you have studied so hard, then it is likely that you're going to get a good grade. So you expect it. You've put the work in, so you think, you believe that this is going to happen. So that's why I thought that was a little bit more suitable than hope. Hope, yeah, you're not really expecting it, you're just wishing it. Expecting means you kind of think it is likely. There's a very good chance that it will happen. So again, this is one of these words that could be used with the present simple or present continuous. And again, some examples. They are expecting to see a lot of old friends at the class reunion. Well, when you go to a class reunion, that is usually what happens. So it is likely that they're going to meet a lot of old friends. So they are expecting this. They think this is likely to happen. It has a good chance. She expects to get a good job after graduating with a first class honors degree. So if you get a first class honors degree, that's the highest level of degree you can get. So I think it's quite likely that you're going to get a good job. And it's reasonable to expect to get a good job if you've got a very good degree. So you believe getting a good job is likely because you've got this first class degree. We can use it with negatives as well. I don't expect anything in life. Everything has to come through hard work. So basically, you're saying here, I don't believe anything is likely to happen. The only way it's going to happen is if I work hard. So there's an example of how we can use expect in a negative sentence. We could also use that with the continuous. I'm not expecting anything in life. I'm not expecting. So, again, think about it. It's got quite a specific meaning when we use expect. You believe something is likely to happen. There's a good chance it's going to happen because something has happened before that tells you that. Just in this way, it's a class reunion. What do we do at class reunions? We meet old friends. In this case, we've got a very good degree, so it is likely to get a good we are likely to get a good job. So again, let's see if we can use expect in some sentences of your own. Write them in the chat and I'll give you some feedback. I have to say, today the quality of sentences has been excellent. There's only been a few minor corrections. So, yeah, I think everybody so far has been great with their sentences. Okay, now, Sleepwalker, I expect good news soon. Oh, very interesting. I wonder what that news would be. Emmanuel had got the answer. I'm expecting to receive a letter from you. So maybe you have written a letter to me and you are expecting to get one back. So that's a good example of how to use it. I expect to have a good wife because I am a good man. Very reasonable, Hendrik. I think it's a thing that you could expect. If you're a good person, well, you should be able to meet a nice person, another nice woman. I expect to speak English well, but not perfectly when I meet foreigners. Okay, so obviously, Layla, you put in a lot of work to learn English, so it's reasonable to expect to speak it well, but not perfectly when I meet foreigners. I think that's a great way to look at it. I expect to speak fluently next year. So again, putting in a lot of hours studying, I think that's reasonable to think. She is expecting after a long time. Okay. So here, Darshani, we would have to really say what she is expecting. So I don't know. We would need maybe a subject, an object in your sentence. Maybe she is expecting a baby. So we would need an object in that sentence there. I'm expecting to make my own example for today's homework. Oh, almost perfect. I would put later rather than lately. But yes, Layla. Now, why are you expecting that? Because we usually do that. So it is likely to happen. Perfect use of expecting, Layla. Great. I'm expecting rain this evening. Very good sentence, Emmanuel. So maybe there's the weather forecast has told you that it's going to rain. Good. I don't expect the world economy to improve in the near future. Perfect sentence, Zakaria, and very good use of the negative. So this is not likely to happen. Perfect sentence. May is saying, I am expecting to travel abroad next year. So again, this would be likely to happen. I think for this sentence, maybe planning would be better here. But yeah, I expect the best band for Ielts. So, Darshani, we're missing out a lot of articles in your sentences. You really need to think about where we need to use the or a. In this case, we need the. I expect the best band score for Ielts. I have been learning English for 1 year, so I plan to take the test next year. By that time, I expect to get an acceptable high score. Great here. So we're using plan in here. And then because you have been studying so much, it's reasonable to expect here. Anticipate and foresee. I think they're very similar. They're both anticipate and foresee. They're both kind of used to work out and make a kind of educated guess about the future. So I think the they're very much synonyms of each other. Sleepwalker. So I anticipate something means I think it's going to happen. I foresee something. I think it's going to happen. So they are quite close synonyms. I can't really think of any real difference between them and why you couldn't use them interchangeably. So yeah, I think they're very similar, Sleepwalker. I did not expect to win the lucky draw last month. Excellent, May. We've got a negative sentence here talking about the past. Very nice. I expect to continue my study abroad because James teaches me well. Very, very nice sentence. We just need teaches, and then it's perfect. Zarikaria, I expected the IELTS to be about language level, but I found it to be testing. But I found it to be about testing memory and strategy skills. So there we're using that to talk about your thoughts about in the past about your so that this is where it becomes quite difficult. So what you thought in the past about the future. Yeah. I expected the IELTS test to be about language, but I found it to be about testing memory and strategy skills. I expect Henrik to get a good wife in the future. Okay, very good. Expectant women are advised to avoid most medicines. Okay, very nice, Akaria. So this is a specific thing. There we've got a noun phrase. Expectant women are women that are pregnant, that are expecting a baby. So that's a nice noun phrase using expect, and they have to avoid most medicines. Very good. Yes, very good. Very good, Layla. You're welcome, Sleepwalker. And May, James is expecting students to do the IELTS homework. Excellent sentence, May, and it is completely true. I am expecting students to do the IELTS homework. Great, everyone. So, some lovely sentences there using expect. Remember, that's when we believe something is likely to happen. So, maybe there's some evidence from before that suggests there's a good chance that this could happen. Okay, our next sentence. What do we have here? If we hurry up, we something being home for the football game. Oh, sorry. I'm going to change this a little bit. So I'm going to change this just to make this will maybe make it a little bit clearer. Okay. So I've changed it just a little bit. If we hurry up, we something be home in time for the football game. So what do we think here? Now, there are a few answers here that I think could be possible. I've got one in mind here, but there are other ones that make sense, but not exactly what I'm thinking. Okay. Who's here? Rumdeson. Hi everyone. Hi to you. Now, Sleepwalker is saying may, and I think that is one of the possible answers. I think may is possible. Salma has said should. That is definitely one of the possible answers. I think might, also a possible answer. Layla has said might. Yep. Could is possible. May and could. So I think they are all possible. However, in this sentence, now, as I say, there's more than one correct answer. In this sentence, I chose the word should because I wanted to use it for an example. Because they've got a slightly different meaning. Using might or may or could or should, there's a slight different meaning. So, yes, Layla. Now, keep that thought for a little bit later today, Layla. Yep, I think you're correct. You are correct. So, as I said, may or might, I think is possible, could's possible. In this case, I used the word should. So, I'm thinking here, if we hurry up, there's a good possibility that we will be home in time. So, in this case, I chose should. However, could would, I'm sorry, could, might, may, might also be possible. But I chose should because I'm going to give you an example and explain why. So, should means that you believe something has a good chance of happening. So, more than 50% chance of happening. So, if we look again at that sentence, if we hurry up, we should be home in time for the football game. So if we hurry up, if we go fast, there's a good chance that we will be home in time for the football game. So that's kind of why it's a little bit different from might and may, as you had talked about, because should tells you that there is a good chance of it happening. So John should be able to attend the party. So he's not 100% certain, but there's a good chance. Maybe it's 80%, maybe it's 70%, but it's more than 50-50. There's a good chance of it happening. I should be finished work by 7 this evening. So it should happen. So by 7, I'm probably going to be finished. Now there's a small chance that I might work later, but I should be finished. It's got a good chance of happening. If you have studied enough, the test shouldn't be too difficult. So again, we can use this negatively as well to say, well, there's a good chance that the test won't be difficult if you studied enough. So should we can use to talk about things when there is a good chance of it happening. Again, it's quite likely. And again, we're talking about plans here or things that we can predict. So again, I should be able to attend the party. It's more than 50% of a possibility, maybe 70 or 80% chance. I should be finished work by 7 this evening. It's a very good chance, maybe 70 or 80%. So again, let's see if some of you can make some sentences using should to talk about the future. Now, Mirnawati, don't worry. We'll come on to these words later. Okay. I should take your words into account. Okay. So here we're kind of using that a little bit as the other form of should when we're using it for advice, but it certainly works in this sentence. Should I come? So we can also use it in questions as well. Yep. To talk about a future event. Should I come to the party? Excellent, Ravindu. I should arrive there around 10 a.m. Excellent, Salma. So it's not definite here, but there's a good chance that it's going to be around that time. I shouldn't postpone doing my homework until the end of next week. Okay. Again, great sentence, Layla. I should follow the reading practice every day. Good, good. We should not expect others to see the issues just as we see them, as they are looking at them from a different angle. Okay, just add them in here. So I'm noticing a lot of sentences not really using should to talk about the time. We're getting a slightly different use of should in these sentences where it's talking more about suggestions and advice. I really want us to try and think about talking about the time. So things like Salma, I should arrive there around 10 a.m. I should be able to make the party next week. Yeah, so May, I should be able to arrive at the office tomorrow by 8 a.m. So arrive at the office. Very good. Today is a rainy day, so you should bring an umbrella if you don't want to. So here we just need to change the end, Mirnawati. If you don't want to get soaking wet, get soaking wet. But yeah, you should bring an umbrella. So again, this is kind of about the advice side we're kind of thinking more about the time. I should take your class more than before. Okay. So again, we're going down this road. We're not really using it to talk about the future. We're talking about the advice, but again, it is related to the future. So these sentences are good. So we should reduce our carbon footprint to reduce pollution. Okay, just put in our carbon footprint. You should have participated in this event. Okay, should have. Again, slightly different meaning there. We're obviously talking about the past with this one. So that is a past event that has happened. And we're talking there about what somebody was expected to do in the past. If we work hard, we should make more money. Very good. So there we're thinking about a future event happening. You should always be positive towards everyone. Emmanuel, that's a lovely sentiment. Great. We should paint this building next year. Excellent, Mei Fong. And I should go to bed by 1:30 p.m. tonight. Okay. Yeah, very good. No problems with that sentence, Layla. If you learn English, you should practice English day by day. Again, this is a good sentence, not really referring to the future. You should make your decision by 5 p.m. Excellent. There we go. We've got a definite talk of the future. If we get there early, we should visit our friends. So I think these sentences are good, but if we go back and look at it, how we're using this for the future, we're thinking about things that have a good chance of happening. So a lot of these sentences are using should, and they're using them correctly, but they're not really using them for this purpose to talk about future, the chance of something happening in the future. Okay. Okay. Again, yeah, these are all good examples of should, but again, we really want to try and practice with the future. Anyway, we'll move on from that just now. And we have, okay, here we come on to one. I'm not sure at the moment. I something go to Canada, but I something also go to the USA. Now, I am going to give you a clue here. There are three answers. I think three suitable answers. The big clue here is I'm not sure at the moment. I'm not sure. So earlier we had a good chance of something happening. We were using should. This time we're not sure. So it's 50-50 here. So which three words do you think we could use for these two spaces? So let's write your answers in the chat and see what we come up with. Sleepwalker is saying may, might, and could. Layla is saying might and may. Darshani is saying might. Lavanya is saying could. Zakaria is saying may and might. Salma, may and might. Mirnawati, could and might. And I'm sorry, this name's very difficult. I'll just call you Al here, if that's okay. May and might. Layla, may, might, may, and could. Yes, I think these are the three. So all three of these words could fit in here and not change the meaning of these sentences. So we could say Afik. Afik. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. So Afik, that's great to know. So we could say, I'm not sure at the moment. I might go to Canada, but I might also go to the USA. We could also say, I may go to Canada. I may go to the USA. I could go to Canada. I could go to the USA. So I think Layla had mentioned this earlier, and I think Mirnawati, you also mentioned this a little bit earlier. What is the difference? I can't find the comments now, but I think it was Layla and Mirnawati. Now, all three of these, when we're referring to the future, can be used interchangeably. There's no real difference in their usage, and they all express uncertainty about the future. We just don't know what is going to happen. So, when we were talking earlier using should or expect, we're thinking things are likely to happen. This using might, may, or could, we just don't know if it will happen or if it won't happen. So again, I may go to the game tomorrow, but then again, I may not. I'm uncertain. I haven't decided. John said he might come if he finishes work early enough. So again, there's no decision being made. All we know that he is uncertain about this. And again, take a warm jacket with you. It could get cold. Now, I'm not saying it will get cold or it won't get cold. It's just a possibility, something that is possible that is happening in the future. So we're uncertain here, and that's why we use these words. May, might, and could are all used to express we don't know, basically. We don't know what is going to happen in the future, but this is possible, or this is possible, or this might be possible. So these are words when we want to talk about the future, but we are uncertain. We don't really know what's going to happen, but this is a possibility. So again, we're going to look at some of your sentences using either might, may, or could. Write them in the chat and let's see how we get on. I might visit you if you don't mind. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm going to visit, but I might. Very good sentence. I might call my sister tomorrow. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. Perfect sentence. Zakaria, I may not be able to attend the World Cup next week, but I might be able to watch it on the telly. Excellent. So that's a great sentence because it's very topical. I believe the World Cup is starting tomorrow. Is that right? Ah. Are any of our students from Qatar? They could let us know when it's happening. So, yeah, I may not also can be used to talk about future uncertainty. I might be able to watch it on the telly. And good use of the word telly here. This is a kind of British slang for television. Lovely. I might drop by the grocery store if I finish work early. Lovely sentence, May. And yeah, so we're not sure if we will or we won't. I may find time for this. Great sentence. I might not go to work tomorrow. Okay, excellent sentence. I could give you some information about my country if you are interested. Excellent, Layla. We don't need in at the end. Just take out in and you've got a perfect sentence. I may come there in the evening. Lovely. I think you could write this article. Okay. Now, here we're not really using it to talk about the future. Here, this is talking about ability. So it's got a slightly different meaning. Now, the sentence grammatically is great. The meaning is not really referring to the future there. It's more about the ability. If I would change this if I wake up early. If I wake up early, I could cook breakfast. Then that would be talking about future. If I woke up early, that would have to change. I could have cooked breakfast. So Change woke to wake, and then this works perfectly. If I wake up early, she may pick me up from work next week. Lovely, Layla. Okay, very good, Mirnawati. I might do more sport, but then again, I might not. Again, Darshani, we need some articles. The cost of living might come down next year. Very good sentence, but using might. Just look at the article at the beginning. The cost of living. He might send me an email soon. Lovely. If I could, I would. Very nice sentiment, Zakaria. I could have done it in time, but I failed. Okay, so again, Sleepwalker, this is more to talking about the ability. I could have. I could have. So rather than using could to express the time, I think she may not answer your question. Okay, she may or she may not. Excellent. Okay, I think we've got 2 more to do. Yeah. So next one. I am really something the party next week. Everybody I know is going to be there. So, everybody you know is going to be there. Oh, you are maybe excited here. So, what could we put in here? So, I am really something the party next week. Everybody I know is going to be there. Okay. The price of wheat could drop drastically. Okay. And okay, so we've got look forward, and you're almost correct with this, Sleepwalker. We just need to look a little more carefully. Layla, looking forward to. Mirnawati, looking forward to. Rumdison, looking forward to. Well spotted, everyone. Because we've got the be verb here, we're going to have to use the ing form. Yeah. So I am really looking forward to the party next week. Everybody I know is going to be there. So I am excited about this party. I am really looking forward to it. So again, Afik as well. Yeah, looking forward to. Looking forward to. So what do we use this for? Well, look forward to is a phrasal verb meaning to await something eagerly. So we know something is coming in the future and we are excited about it. We can't wait for this thing to happen. So we could use this again either with the present simple form or with the continuous form. So I look forward to seeing you at the next meeting. So I am looking forward, I am awaiting this eagerly. Sue is looking forward to her holiday at the end of this month. So she's excited. She can't wait for this to happen. I am not looking forward to winter. I hate cold weather. So again, we can use the negative form of this to say that we are not awaiting something eagerly. We are not excited that something is going to happen. So I am not looking forward to winter. I hate cold weather. So again, this is a really commonly used phrasal verb to refer to events that are coming in the future that you are excited about. So people may use this to talk about maybe they've bought tickets to go to a concert. And it's 2 weeks away, and you're really looking forward to the concert. Or maybe there's a special festival in Christmas, or I don't know, any sort of festival, New Year or whatever, and you love that time of year. So you would be looking forward to it. You are anticipating. You are happy to for that event to come. So, again, let's see if we can make our own sentences using look forward to or looking forward to. Remember, it doesn't change the meaning. We can use both grammar structures without altering the meaning of our sentences. So, Sleepwalker, I look forward to going there with you. Perfect use of the sentence. So, maybe you've made a plan to go to the park with your friend. I look forward to going there with you. Brilliant. I am looking forward to meeting my nephew next month. Excellent, Zakaria. We've got a perfect sentence here. I am looking forward to your next live stream. Thank you very much, Layla. That's excellent. I never look forward to summer at all. Yeah, I can understand when temperatures are 50 degrees. I definitely wouldn't be looking forward to that as well. Layla, great sentence. Salma is saying, I'm looking forward to eating in the new restaurant, which opens in the city center. Lovely sentence, Salma. Emmanuel, I may swim the sea this evening in case the temperature rises. Okay. So, okay, we're talking about may from before. All right, that's good. And I'm looking forward to buying an iPhone. Very nice sentence, Rumdi-san. We can't use No, we can use that, and sometimes that could be used, Sleepwalker, for kind of formal situations. So let's say somebody says, "Okay, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow, and we'll talk more." You could answer, "Okay, I will be looking forward to that." So there are sometimes we could use "I will be looking forward to," but there are kind of specific um, uses of that. So the one that I can think is when somebody makes an arrangement to contact you in the future, you could respond with "I will be looking forward to that call," or something like that. But when we're talking about set events that were already made in the future, we wouldn't use it in that case. But that's an excellent question. I'm always looking forward to Zoom meeting with you. So now, if we're using always, Layla, we probably want to use the present simple. Always, as an adverb of frequency, is most commonly used with the present simple. So I always look forward to Zoom meetings with you. So when we're using always, I think it's best to use the present simple. I'm looking forward to becoming a hermit after retirement. Very interesting sentence, Zakaria, but it's perfect grammatically. Very good. I'm looking forward to joining your next lesson. I'm always up for the next task. Okay. Be careful here. I think we've got autocorrect doing something, Mirnawati. Looking forward. Oh, you've changed it. Yeah. So excellent. Perfect now. And she's looking forward to visiting our auntie in Australia next year. Great sentence. I'm looking forward to a health sector job in the UK. Good sentence, Darshani. We just need the preposition. I am looking forward to a health sector job in the UK. I look forward to working maybe in another city would be good. In another city. But yep, apart from that, just change the preposition, Lavanya. I'm looking forward to visiting my mom. Great sentence. I look forward to meeting my online friends in person one day. Okay, great. You're welcome, Sleepwalker. And Emmanuel, looking forward to. Yeah, that's it. I look forward to meeting my old friend next week. Great. You're welcome, Layla. I always look forward to Zoom meetings with you. Yeah, good. I am an Indian. Okay, nice to meet you, Bola sisters. And Layla, Yes. Yeah. So I look forward to meeting you. So we have to use ing after that verb. So I look forward to seeing you. So if we're using a verb after look forward, yeah, we are going to use ing in the following verb. Well spotted, Layla. News forward, other country. Okay. And so I think is this our last one? Yeah. So our last one, let's see how we get on with this. Something you meet someone soon. You have been single for far too long. So what do we think would be the best word to match in here? Something you meet someone soon. You have been single for far too long. So this is maybe somebody speaking to a friend and they've been single for maybe 3 or 4 years. So the other person is really kind of wanting to express. I'm finding it very difficult to explain here without using the answer. So let's quickly go and see. Yeah, Sleepwalker, Hope, Layla, Hope, Salma, Hope, Mirnawati, Hope. Yeah, Hope, 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 Hope. Yeah, very nice. We've all got it here. I hope you meet someone soon. You have been single for far too long. So, why are we using hope here? Yeah, Bola sisters as well. I hope. So, hope means that you have a desire for something to happen in the future. So, and in a way, it's similar to want, but it's maybe a little bit stronger. Um, yeah, you've got this desire that something should happen in the future. Again, this is another one that we can use with present simple or continuous. So in this one, I am hoping that you will visit me sometime soon. Gerard hopes to work for a multinational company in the future. So again, it's about a desire for something to happen. You really want this. It's a strong feeling for something happen. Now, we don't know if it will happen or if it won't happen. It's just your hope. So again, it's kind of similar to would like or want. I just feel it's a little bit stronger emotion to talk about this. So again, things like I hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. We could use as well. I think I hope that all the time. So, again, we'll finish off with this one. Let's make some sentences. I hope you reach your goal. Lovely sentence. I hope I will meet you one day. Great sentence, Lavanya. I really hope the weather gets cooler next week. Excellent, Layla. I hope everything is looking up after we had a lot of problems. Very good. I hope you don't get hurt. Now, this is something that's really commonly used, Rumdeson, when people are about to do something dangerous, like have a boxing match or go on a bike ride or something. But great sentence. I hope you don't get hurt. Zakaria, I hope women would one day say what they mean and mean what they say. Well, don't women say what they mean, Zakaria, and mean what they say? Okay. I don't know. Maybe you've got different experiences from me. May is saying, I hope you will be able to visit Malaysia soon. May, I would love to visit Malaysia. I There's a place that has a famous kind of bicycle race called Langkawi. I would love to go to Langkawi. I would also love to go to Kuala Lumpur. Oh, I hope I will be able to visit Malaysia sometime soon. I hope you will recover. Now, here we would use the verb recover soon. I hope you will recover soon. And this is quite a common, if somebody is sick, this is a very common sentiment to send. I hope you recover soon, or I hope you will recover soon. So just get rid of the why there, Salma. You hope this channel Okay, you hope this channel, Ielts Insider, will be monetized soon. Okay, I would change this. Will be monetized soon. Yes, we all hope for that, Layla. Great. I hope to move to the USA in 5 years. Perfect sentence, Rumdi son. And good luck with that. I hope you can make your dream come true. I hope everyone heard the time of our next meeting. Very good. That's another very common thing. People sometimes don't remember those things. I hope you will talk to me. Yeah, very good. May you're living in Kuala Lumpur. I think it looks like an amazing city. I would love to visit there. So I hope to do that in the future, definitely. I hope all women get their rights in. I think we can get rid of in here. I hope all women get their rights all around the world one day. So get rid of in and we've got perfect. I agree with this. I hope so as well, Layla. That would be fantastic. I hope that she will come back soon. Very nice sentence. And for this one, because we're following it here directly with a verb, Darshani, we would need to put to before. I hope to look after my parents. I hope to. Oh, no problem, Layla. We all make typos. Don't worry. I've made a typo in today's lesson. She hopes to enter the university next year. Very, very nice. Mei Fong. Great sentence there. So, those were our words that we can use to talk about the future. May, might, and could to show that something is possible, but we're not sure. It's expressing uncertainty about the future. Should is quite similar, but it's saying that there's a high chance that it could happen. So may, might, and could, think about that. It's 50-50. It's unknown. Should to talk about the future, there's a higher chance, maybe 70 or 80% chance. Would like is something we wish would happen, similar with want. Plan is something that we are thinking about just now, but we're still making this plan. Hope is something that we strongly desire for the future. Expect is something that we believe will happen based on some evidence that has gone before. And look forward to means that we are excited about something happening in the future. So all of this vocabulary has quite a specific meaning when it comes to the future. Layla, I hope. Yes, okay, that's good. And Layla's also saying, I hope I could remember all the words that James taught me today later. Okay, just get rid of was there. I hope you remember all of the words as well, Layla. But the best way to remember them is doing what we're doing today. Practice using them. Look at the context we use these words in. Make your own sentences. So that is going to be our homework for today. Choose one of these topics. Now, I've chosen 4 of our words and phrases from today. So you can either talk about something you are looking forward to, maybe it's an event coming soon. Talk about something you expect to happen. So you think there's a high chance of this happening, and explain why. You could talk about something you would like to do. So maybe a future thing, maybe a future activity or a future job. Or talk about something you plan to do. So you can just choose one of these 4 topics, and you can write your answers in the comment section of this video. You can write as much or as little as you want. If you only want to write 1 or 2 sentences, that's okay. If you want to write 10 or 15 sentences, that's okay as well. Don't worry about it. Write as much or as little as you would like. And on the YouTube comment section, I will give you some feedback on your answers. So, that was our lesson today, words and phrases used to talk about the future. I hope you found that useful and it showed you that there's other ways to talk about the future rather than just using the kind of commonly used grammar tenses. And these ways to talk about the future have quite specific meanings and can really help you explain what you're trying to say in a lot more detail and be clearer in your explanations about the future. Um, okay, I could make my husband love me. Okay, very good. You're welcome, Layla. I hope that all my dreams come true one day. I hope they do as well, Emmanuel. Um, you're very welcome, Lavanya. Excellent, Layla. I hope you do. You're welcome, Sleepwalker. You're welcome, Salma. Okay, thank you very much, Layla. I'm glad that you appreciated the lesson. And you're very welcome, Zakaria. Thank you for the compliment as well. So we are going to wrap up today's live stream. And Sleepwalker has said it best here. Bye bye, everyone. And I hopefully see you in the next live stream. Okay, everyone. Bye for now.